Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. I'm back again with another great video from Irish in Finland. This one is titled The Mysterious Origins of the Finnish Word for God. I'm so excited to get into the religious aspect of Finland. We've been checking out the saunas, the unique things in Finland, the weird things. I'm so excited to be checking out these other aspects, so let's just go straight into it. But before that, if you're yet to subscribe, please do that right away and let's go.
Birch bark letter number 292, the oldest known document in any Finnic language.
Okay.
It was founded in 1957 by a Soviet expedition in Novgorod. It dates back to the beginning of the 13th century. The text is written in Cyrillic in the Karelian dialect of the archaic Finnic language. And here are some interpretations of what it might say. One interpretation goes like this: God's arrow, 10 is your name. This arrow is God's own.
God's arrow.
The doom God leads. Another one goes like God's arrow, man's arrow, and his own arrow, to be chained by the doom God. And lastly, God's arrow, 10 your name. Arrow sparkling, arrow shoots. The doom God directs. Now, when we look at the Finnish translation of these particular pieces, we come across this interesting word that will be the subject of this video. This particular word is Jumala, and it has a very, very interesting etymology. Jumala translates to God, and the word comes from the Finno-Ugric people and their unique way of language. There are also variations of this particular word, as you can see on screen. Either way, this particular word is the holiest within the Finnic language. Moreover, it has become to represent the name of the Christian God Jehovah today. However, Jumala isn't just the name of the current Lord and Saviour in Christianity. The name is much older than the arrival of Christianity to this region. According to Finnic mythology,
you guys, we are really taking it back. This is like as old as Melchizedek. This is not. Just sit tight.
Jumala was the name of their most important deity. This particular word is one of the few surviving reminders of Finland's pagan past. Jumala represented the god of sky and heaven to many in this particular region, including Lapland. According to accounts, Jumala was the god of all gods, who created heaven and the universe. In later years, the god once known as Jumala donned the new name of Ukko, derived from the Finnish word ukkonen, meaning thunderstorm. And then the tribes of Finland started to intermingle, and then whatever the case may be, Jumala went from naming one god to referring to all gods within their religions. Jumala and Ukko shared another trait with other deities from Lapland and Baltic regions. The narratives that explained who these gods were barely survived the test of time. Many of their origin stories were fragmented or lost. In part, much of the information has been handed down through generations, orally. It wouldn't be until the 19th century that these gods were recorded in a book. In that time, however, another force swept through the area that would do away with the old gods and once again alter the meaning of Jumala. Christianity reached the shores of Finland. By 1026, many converted voluntarily or by force. Fortunately, much of the Finno-Ugric language survived. This included the term Jumala. By that time, Jumala was a general term for God. However, the newly converted Christians restored the name to signify a specific god. Still, many things were lost in the conversion. Old Finnish religious relics that represented their deities were banned. Their stories were labelled as a form of paganism. The new monotheistic religion replaced the polytheistic one. The term Jumala may have survived, but the name and entity that was Ukko didn't. The old ways and customs, it appeared, were gone for good. The old stories of the gods may have lost its importance to the people after Christianity arrived, but it didn't mean they vanished entirely. Some tribes within the Lapland region and the Karelian region. Okay, so from what I'm hearing now, what I'm getting from this is that Christianity really pushed a lot of things back. Like the coming of Christianity really reduced the level at which they practice the rest of this, and that's really interesting. Okay. Held on to these ancient stories in the form of folk tales and epic poems passed down from one generation to the next through oral traditions. Elias Lonrot, a philosopher and collector of traditional Finnish oral poetry, amassed and recorded several poems and folk tales between 1835 and 1836. The two-volume collection came to be known as the Kalevala. Other versions of this particular word, Jumala, can be found in Estonia as well. For example, with the word Jumal. In modern Estonian, Jumal can refer to literally God, to the higher power of Christianity, or, again, some other religion. Another version we can find is Uko Uli Jumala, literally meaning old man over God. However, when Christianity came to dominate, like we said, Finnish religious life in the Middle Ages, the old gods were ousted or consolidated away from the pantheon. Jumala became the Finnish name for the Christian god. In an old Norse text called the King's Saga, we come across this god being worshipped in Bjarmaland called Jomali. The name of this god is generally assumed to be a loanword from a Finnic language. The word Jomali is used in reference to a god of the inhabitants of Bjarmaland. In these Norse texts, the name refers both to the god and to his idol, which is desecrated and robbed by Norse people. Here is a passage from this particular text where Jomali is mentioned. In this enclosure there is a mound made up of gold and silver and earth all blended together. The men should have at it, but in the enclosure stands the god of the Bjarmar, who is called Jomali. Nobody should be so bold as to steal him. Then Karli went to the Jomali. He saw that a thick necklace was on his neck. Karli swung his axe and broke the thong off his neck from which the necklace hung.
Wow.
The strike was so great that the head broke off of Jomali. There was then such a great crash that all of them thought it a wonder. Karli took the necklace, then they left. We can also find a similar word in Latvian mythology by the name of Jumis. Jumis is a god of the harvest who is responsible for ensuring a clean and safe harvest. He lives in the fields and the last of the crop was left for him to live in. His festival is on the autumn equinox and is called the catching of Jumis. Another place where you can find the word Jumala is back here in Finland. The Tietias of Finland could also be known as Jumala. Now, what are Tietias? These were a sort of shaman, primarily healing and preventing illnesses, but also included with helping in farming, fishing and hunting and other things within the community. They knew incantations, mythical stories and poems. Evidence from the 19th century shows that the Tietias could be referred to with the word Jumala, and this could be found in the word Ma Jumala. It is part of a general pattern of earlier usage of Jumala to refer to someone or something viewed as positively aligned with human society and characterized by a type of mystical power. A Tietia with a widely recognized reputation could also be known as the god of a certain settlement. For example, Ruoveden Jumala, god of Ruovesi. Jumala, like many other words in the Finnish language, is a fascinating word to dissect. Although now it refers to one particular Christian god, in the past it might have meant different types of gods or different beings. Maybe it was used as a way of easily converting the Finnic people to Christianity. Nevertheless, it's a mysterious word with a mysterious past.
Okay, guys, the Jumala in the past, it used to refer to like different gods and everything, but right now it refers to that one Christian god. This is really so interesting because even in Nigeria, the coming of Christianity really kind of pushed back the traditional religion and everything. Christianity wasn't our first religion. We used to have like this god where we used to worship, traditional worshippers. Some people still worship it up until today, but Christianity has really taken the most part of the country. So this is quite familiar. Christianity really pushed back a lot of ancient traditions, and that's very evident in what we see today. Oh, this was so nice. The mysterious origins of the Finnish word for God. Okay, Jumala, Jumal, Jumali. Guys, I've learned a couple of things today, and I hope you did too. If you did enjoy this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. And if you're yet to subscribe, please just take 1 second of your time. Subscribe. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. And until next time, bye.